Welcome back, everybody, to Out at Reese's podcast. I'm your host, Reese Shalvis. We have a very special guest today. We have a young performing artist, Key.
Yeah. How's everybody doing?
So-
I'm kind of excited to be here right now, Reese. I'm sorry. Excuse me, bro. Excuse me.
No, you're good, man. So, what you been up to lately? What you working on?
I honestly been working on a lot of stuff right now with this man's right here, Cal.
You want to introduce your team at all?
Oh hell yeah. This Cal right here.
Yeah, he was on the podcast earlier. If you want to step on camera at all. Yeah, he was at the Royal Tea Show.
Yeah, we got my man Dion right here. Fucking, I call him AKA Wiz Khalifa for real. We got fucking Darius right here. And then we got Don right here.
He's your camera guy?
Don shoots a lot of stuff for everybody, honestly. Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. So do you guys like work as a team doing music and stuff, or just you guys are just friends?
Honestly, like music wise, I do a lot of stuff with Cal right now. But yeah, Cal's actually my roommate. Like we're real close friends.
Sick. How long you guys been living together?
Bro, it's been a month, but it feels like 4 or 5 months. No cap, like it seems like it's been a whole year because of all the stuff that we're doing. Dion is one of my friends too. I just kind of met Dion through Darius, and me and Darius work together. This nigga is like my brother right now, so like I mean everybody in here is like my brother, but
it's family.
Yeah, I've just known Darius for longer. Basically.
So did you always grow up in Salt Lake City?
Nah, I'm actually from Flint, Michigan.
Flint, Michigan?
Yeah.
How long? When did you move here?
Like maybe 5 years ago.
5 years ago?
Yeah, I've been here like on and off though.
So how old are you?
I'm 25.
25. Okay, so
Yes,
you moved
sir.
about when you were 20.
Yeah,
Or so?
about 2019. Yeah, around that age. Yeah.
That's cool. So, what do you think of Salt Lake?
Salt Lake is very interesting.
Interesting. Interesting how?
It's interesting. I was telling Don here earlier, like I know what a city looks like when it's being destroyed. So like, you know, being in Salt Lake and everything.
Do you feel like that's what's going on with it? You feel
no,
like it's getting destroyed,
I feel like Salt Lake is being created.
Oh, created. You think it's gonna just keep going up, getting bigger?
Yeah, I used to actually stay out here. I used to stay in Saratoga, and like throughout the years, I'll come back from time to time because I know people.
Yeah.
And like being like, oh snap, this is new, or
oh, that's sick.
That's new. So like, I feel like city-wise, a lot of stuff is being created, and like that's what kind of keeps me focused on music too, because I create a lot of stuff with these guys. As
right.
Well.
You know, I don't know who they are, but I guess whoever they are, they say that Salt Lake City is supposed to become as big as like San Francisco within like the next 10 years and stuff.
Oh, really?
So cost of living is probably gonna skyrocket, triple. You know, but
Reese is telling me not to be broke, basically.
I mean, you won't, bro. You won't. I see what you're doing with your music and such.
I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. It's a little rocky sometimes. You know?
Right. So you plan on staying here a while?
Definitely. Just because like I feel like I built a lot of stuff. Like,
right. I feel like the music community here is really gonna make something big in the country and the world. You know.
Yeah.
So growing up in Michigan, what was that like? What was the, you know, like did you have a pretty big family or?
Oh, I don't know. I can't really explain that to you. It was just like, you ever see Ed, and Eddie?
Yeah.
That's just kind of how growing up in Michigan was. Like,
oh damn! Really?
Like,
just like
you have people there, but you don't have people there. And like you're all like, for me being the oldest, I was just kind of like mostly like doing stuff by myself, and like I don't know, like I felt like the world kind of forced me to kind of be alone and figure stuff out myself. So like mentally, like that's just kind of how I used to be. So I used to just like get around everywhere a lot, know a lot of things, but not be seen a lot as well, you know. So that's just kind of how I kind of live.
Yeah, you feel like that's part of made who you are today, just that experience and that learning.
Yeah, for sure. I think music kind of helped me a lot too as a kid. And like I was telling him earlier, I did not want to be a rapper. Like I was really trying to like produce. Yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
How
was
long? When did you start like producing?
like 12.
12.
Yeah, back when producing was not cool. Like for real, like I was like 12 years old, and I think I had like got a computer for Christmas or whatnot, and like my mom used to have us on like time limits and stuff with it because it was a lot of us like using it, but no one would ever use it, and so like I would just be sitting there for hours on FL,
Right.
just like making a beat just because.
So back when you started producing, did you ever see yourself going into creating vocals and lyrics and just rapping in general?
No, never. I wanted to be like Kanye. I wanted to be like, yeah, I just wanted to make a beat.
That's sick. Did you ever get your own producer tag?
Yeah, I actually do. Last year I had started making beats again because somebody was like, "Bro, this is hard. You gotta take this serious." You ever see Kevin Hart like very first comedy where he's like talking about his teacher, like how he's just gonna go to school and like cuss out his teacher?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So my name is spelled Kevon, but a lot of people used to like fuck with me and call me Kevin, and like it used to irritate me. And so like back in like high school, like elementary stuff like that, I used to get on the bus and they used to be like, "Yo, Kev's on the bus. What up, Kev?" And so like I just kind of took that as like, you know, a tag at first.
Yeah.
And then when I started to actually rap, I created like this alter ego where it was like, "Oh shit, it's Key." So instead of being like called Kev or Kevin, I was just like, "Nah, Key sounds better."
So is that just what your closest friends and family call you now? Is just Key?
Yeah, I just tell everybody call me Key now.
That's dope. I like it. Sounds sick. So when you're not grinding, when you're not doing music and such, what do you like to just do for fun when you're just chilling, kicking back?
Honestly, this is all we do, really. Like, we work, make music, and, like, have a good time. Like, I feel like most of my free time, if I have free time, is, like, writing or trying to make a beat or something, or trying to find something, like, that's just my head is, like, giving me an idea of something to do.
Yeah.
So that's really, like, what I stay focused on. And a lot of these guys help me in this room. Like, Darius helped me through a lot of shit. Cal's helped me through a lot of shit, obviously. And, like, I feel like they motivate me to honestly, like, stay focused.
Do you have any, outside of your friend group or your network, is there anybody that you look up to the most that really inspires you, drives you?
Honestly, no. I can't really say that. Like, I don't go out of my way, like, looking for other things. It's because, like, I like to try to keep myself centered. And
Right.
so I feel like focusing on a lot of stuff that's just way too much. And, like, it really can, like, distract me or it just get me off track for sure.
Yeah, I definitely feel that's... I mean, I have a few people, but I feel like the people closest to me usually are the biggest inspiration, because
Right.
they're the ones who are helping and pushing me to keep going and, find what I want to do,
Right.
figure out how to do it. So that's cool, man.
Why'd you start this?
Why'd I start podcasting?
I'm flipping the
All right,
question.
all right.
I'm asking the questions now. Why'd you start podcasting?
Honestly,
What's your story, Reese?
it's really hard to say because I started this podcast probably, like, I started a version of it 2 or 3 years ago. It was called Out at Recess,
Okay.
which was a play on words for Reese. And I did a few episodes,
Ooh.
and originally I started it back then because I was just like, when I thought of doing a podcast, it kind of scared me. It was like, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could just speak to somebody, right? Just have a conversation,
Right.
especially interview people. I didn't know if I could actually do that.
Right.
But I was at a time in my life where all I was just focused on was self-improvement. And because I'd gone through some rough patches throughout the last couple of years prior to that.
Mhm.
And so when I was trying to, work on myself, I was like, I'm going to try and get out of my comfort zone and just try something new. And when I was listening to different podcasts at the time, and I was like, why don't I just start one? So I just, spent a little bit of money getting a set together, made a few episodes, didn't do well or anything, but I was like, this is pretty fun. And then I just got lazy after that and completely stopped doing them for probably a year and a half, 2 years. And I was like talking to my friend Devon. He's my co-host actually.
Okay.
And I was just like, bro, would you want to restart the podcast and be my co-host? Because I had this surge of motivation to just restart it up, because I enjoyed it previously, so I wanted to do it again.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, let's do it. So I bought more equipment, the equipment you see now, and
yeah, it's beautiful in here.
And I thank you. And then we just started making episodes. I had no direction, didn't know exactly what I want, but now I've really, I think this would be probably 11 or 12.
Okay.
I just found direction, and I see exactly what I want to go with it. And I want to be able to share people's experiences, their life, their values that they have learned from themselves, and share my own as well, and hope to share just help people find what they want, and share that kind of value with them.
Do you feel like it helped you with your self-improvement?
It definitely, I feel like it's helped with confidence, just being able to speak, have a conversation, which I still feel like I'm trying to work on every single day.
Right.
But it does get scary sometimes.
No, I understand. Everybody gets really antisocial for a good reason.
Right. I think the scariest podcast I did was at the Royal Tea Show.
Yeah.
Because it's just like I've only ever done podcasts with close friends, and to suddenly throw myself out there in front of there's a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And especially having a live audience watching me, just throwing interview after interview, people I've never even met until that day.
Right.
I was like, this is a lot of pressure, but what kept me going was I didn't want to disappoint, because back in Storm Tour, Los Angeles, Miami, I was supposed to run the podcast there.
That was a pretty big event.
Yeah, that was crazy. And I was supposed to do the podcast with Lebo and stuff, but I flaked because it just didn't work out due to different reasons. But this time I was like, I can't let them down.
Right.
So that pulled me through that mental block that was because I wanted to quit. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Right.
But I didn't want to disappoint, so I did it, and I'd say it turned out pretty good.
You had me. You had everybody else. I think it was a pretty good fucking setup, honestly, in my opinion.
I got lucky.
You look hella professional. You just look like you knew what you were doing, man. And honestly, your questions were really something.
I appreciate that, man.
I feel kind of opened up a little bit. I actually had someone when you dropped it, a lot of people listened to it. And I had this girl say, you sounded like you had a real nice voice. I just like listening to your voice. And I was like, damn, maybe I should do a podcast
start your own
with Reese.
podcast.
I was like, I'm going to have to call him. I want to get back on. But no, I think as far as what you're looking for and as far as what I'm looking for, it all works out, for everyone. And I don't like to do anything unless it benefits everyone, because a lose-win situation is always a lose.
That's what I like about this community, is everyone is just trying to bring everybody up, and I think it's awesome to see, and that's also why I'm really trying to get involved with this community, is because I want to be a part of that and see everyone come up, and make big things, especially coming from Salt Lake City, because this is one of my favorite cities in the world that I've been to, and I just want to see something big come from it, because I feel like it's overlooked a lot, in the country.
It really is. It really is. There's a lot of stuff that go on behind the scenes, but that is because we don't have people like you, or we don't have people like him, or we don't have people like DG or Cal to actually influence and motivate people, because a lot of people don't tell these guys stories. Instead, it's it's like your own book. You don't really know it till you go meet that person. And a lot of people, I feel out here most of the time do judge us by our covers, instead of getting to know these people.
Right.
And then once you finally get to know this person, you're like, oh, I was flipping out for no reason. I was second guessing myself for no reason. I was overthinking for no reason. But yeah, I've definitely feel like what you're doing here is pretty big, bro.
That's definitely how it feels doing this podcast. Sometimes I doubt myself. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. This is a lot, and so far it's been working out. You know, it's been getting a lot of stuff, but
right.
I definitely see a future with this community, and I definitely want to see where it can go in the future. And I do want to bring on more people as a part of the community and get to know them, because I feel like that's really where people can find the most connection with their favorite, you know, artists and such, is getting to know who they are, you know, what drives them. And so bringing a voice to the people is, I think it's sick.
I feel like it's beautiful that he's doing it, though, because like I can be the first one to be like, hey, I touched the studio first, guys. You need to come up with a board in here, seriously. Like, for my studio, I have this big-ass Zoomies bag from the 100K box. And I just, like, have everybody sign it that's ever,
that's sick, actually. That's a good idea.
Been in it that's, like, actually, like, either recording or something. And,
right.
Yeah, I feel like...
Dude, I'll see what I can do. I want if I was to do something like that, I want to do something unique that hasn't really been done before, you know? Something cool. Something that people can follow, even just if they're just a viewer watching. I think it'd be cool to create something that they can almost connect with in a way, you know? And I think that's just, I feel like creating that connection with not only the interviewees, but also the audience, the viewers. And that's how I think you can establish a really good community, is that connection.
Right.
You know? So what do you hope to really bring to this to Salt Lake? What do you hope to, when you're coming up? What do you kind of hope to bring to Salt Lake, the country? You know, whatever your envision is.
Just exactly that. Like my vision. Everybody calls, you know, dreams just dreams, but I feel like every day, like if I have some type of vision of creating something or making something, I can make it happen. You know, it's just the means of like doing the work actually. And sometimes it's harder.
Right.
Sometimes it's easier. Sometimes it takes, you know, no work at all. And like, my whole overall vision is really like making just good music to vibe to, like bomb ass music. And I just want to tour. Like one big, I feel like goal of mine for Utah is, I keep telling Cal this, I want to perform at the Saltaire.
Ooh,
if I could pack out the Saltaire and anybody give me like freedom, creativity with lights, fog machines, all of that, like I'm trying to put on a show.
The best show they've ever seen, right?
I'm trying to put on a show.
That's sick. Are there any artists out there that you hope to perform with one day? Like
big names or just like locally?
Both. How about that? We'll do both.
Locally, I really can't name too many people locally, because like I personally, I like to meet these guys in like flesh and bone to actually like be like, oh, I want to make a track with you, or make a track with you, you know? But like big name artists, I would definitely want to do a track with Kanye, because I feel like that'd be fire. Baby Keem, because I feel like that'd be fire too. Of course Kendrick, because I feel like it'd be fire. Like I want someone to like just push me out of my element, but also like have fun. Another big name artist would probably be Lil Uzi, just because of the dance moves.
Oh, that'd be just get all of them together on stage and just make
just go crazy. Yeah. ASAP Mob, obviously, like that'd be stupid fire. I just like sounds like that. Things are different, but you could tell like the person is in it for the art. Obviously,
are all these artists people you grew up listening to?
I'm a Midwest kid, so I grew up listening to like Chief Keef and Fredo and I swear Vezo. Like I grew up listening to a bunch of like street music, and like really like around that time, like it was just around that age, it was just turn up kind of thing, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So what age were you when you started rapping?
Like 21 maybe.
21, so 3 years ago?
Yeah,
about?
I think so, yeah.
3-4 years ago. That's cool. Have you been seeing decent growth with that?
Honestly, with the vision, yeah. I think that's the like very first time where I was like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna for real take this seriously. Like hosting the show at iBang Radio and like seeing all of the people come out and then having that type of turnout kind of like pushed me in a direction where it was like I can't stop.
Yeah.
Like even if I wanted to stop now, then I'm gonna be like all of that was for nothing. Because
right.
I just stopped right here, you know.
I actually heard this quote from, I can't remember his name. He wrote the book Atomic Habits. Mm-hmm. Have you heard of that?
No, I
haven't. He said that your growth and success is like an ice cube, right? So you take water, it could be at 0 degrees Fahrenheit, and you go 1 degree up, it doesn't change. 1 degree up, it doesn't change. You can keep going up by 1 degree, and there's no change to the ice cube.
Right.
And as soon as you hit 30 degrees, there's still no change. But the moment it hits that 31 degrees, then it suddenly melts and it completely changes. I feel like that's with success. As you're growing and coming up, you might not see the growth you want, and then suddenly after everything just kind of kicks in at once, and it just takes off. Yeah. It's like a compound effect,
Right.
That metaphor alone is what keeps driving me as well to do this. Even though I'm not seeing what I want to see, I know that it's all going to be for the long run of things,
Exactly.
It just takes time.
I used to, well, I kind of still do. I used to like give a lot of people beats for free just for like the experience.
The experience?
Yeah, just the experience of seeing like exactly what a person can do with it, or just like working with someone just for the experience. And I feel like throughout that whole time frame, I really did learn a lot and felt like I grew a lot, and like it helped me mentally just like figure out a lot of ways of working through like my music, or like just in touch with local artists or anything else. And I feel like I'm very grateful for everything, good and bad, because like real losses aren't losses. They for real are just lessons of you like knowing what you want, don't want, and just kind of like redirecting yourself in the right way.
Yeah, that definitely. So since you've been kind of making music for over 10 years now, producing and such, if there's new people that are like interested in getting into that, producing, rapping, whatever it is, what advice would you give them going into it and like just starting out?
Keep going. Like I self-taught myself, and a lot of other people around me, I feel like, oh, they went to school for this or went to school for that. But most of the people I talk to that are like hella creative and just on a different level of like, bro, where did you learn this? They honestly just don't stop. They just keep like going into the same program or the same software and figure out something new, learn something new, but they do it like basically on their own terms. So it's like if a person figures out what they want for themselves in a certain software or program, or just in life in general, it's like so much easier. So like as a like rapper or any creating type artist, like it's like you don't pay attention to the wrong things. You pay attention to like what you're actually looking for. It's just like that dream kind of vision metaphor that I said earlier. Like it really don't come down until you put the work in, and a lot of people just like don't realize how much time and effort you spend into something to actually make it come out the way you want it to make it come out.
Exactly, for sure. And do you ever get burnt out when you just keep going?
Kind of like I told you before, like anytime I lose inspiration or feel like I'm just out of it, I feel like I'm not living. Like
right.
I'm not living my life.
Not living to your full potential.
Yeah, I need to come back to earth for a minute and like actually go out and not worry about this for a minute, and I actually get inspired by like things around me, circumstances around me. And I also look back at a lot of like old songs I've made, and like it's sometimes like I laugh at it because like in that time frame or whatever you want to call it, like I had a different mindset or had a different outlook on the world, or there was something around me that was just affecting me that caused me to experience something that made me create something like that.
Do you feel like it's pretty hard to balance kind of that work life to prevent kind of that burnout?
Oh yeah, for sure.
How do you do that? How do you manage?
I don't, bro. I just get burnt the fuck out, honestly. Like I just be tired sometimes. But no, honestly, like people motivate me. I try to motivate myself, but I think it's good to have a support team.
Oh, for sure. Actually, there's another book I read. I think it actually was Atomic Habits again. It was he said, surround yourself. Don't be the smartest in the room. Surround yourself with people smarter than you, because then you'll learn from them and grow from them.
Right.
And so I think that's super important to know, because a lot of people there's a lot of people who have a certain ego that they feel like they need to be the smartest, and like kind of better than everyone around them.
Right.
But that's not going to get you anywhere. You're almost bringing other people down, essentially. Right. So.
That's interesting, because how I kind of look at everything is like, obviously I don't know how to work a podcast better than you do. So like, there's probably a ton of things you know way better than me in that aspect. And like in my world, I don't know if you know how to make a beat, or produce.
Not at all, bro.
Or record. So like in my world, I could definitely show you how to do that. Or, Cal shows me a lot of fashion shit that I don't know about, but that's
right.
That's his world. He's all about the fashion life. And like Darius is like a crazy, just like Darius is a book, honestly, bro. Like I don't know fucking how, but like this man knows about almost anything and everything like you need to know about some shit. So like it's like just things like that where like I don't look at it as in there's a lack in myself of that. It's just like seeing, this is someone else's world and I can learn something from that, obviously. Because when you actually get in tune in someone else's, kind of mind frame, they show you a lot of shit of what they're into, and it's interesting.
It's like it's almost like as you build your friend group, your family, essentially.
Yeah.
They almost have different traits about them that kind of all support each other, and it just everyone's different with their different, passions and skills, and it just kind of all comes together. I feel like that's really where you find the biggest connections with people, is the diversity amongst that.
Right. And this is super, super good to have. It's like really healthy, because then like you're strong in a lot of things. I think I started to develop like a photography eye because of Cal, low key. Like I just see like random shit and I'm like, bro, Fitbit. Just take this Fitbit real quick. Yeah. But it's like same for him. Like sometimes like he like forces me to get in the studio. Like, nah, bro, I just heard this crazy beat. I got a stupid flow. We gotta get in the studio now. And I'm just like, but like, yeah, stuff like that just kind of like motivates me, because like I have that understanding of, okay, we're influencing each other in the best way possible.
I like that. That's cool. So if there's someone, let's say they're maybe one of your listeners or something.
Yeah.
And when they say your name, Key, what thought do you hope, and what idea do you hope kind of sprouts through their mind when they say your name?
A human, an influencer, just someone who is in love with his craft. I say human first, because like I do live everyday life as everybody else. I do get upset. I do get sad. I do get depressed. Like I have a lot of things that go on in my head. I'm just like a strong individual, as in like I roll with the punches and I try to make, my negative emotions into something better, which is my music.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's cool. So do you have anything else you want to say to everybody before we kind of close this?
To
anybody listening, maybe one day the world?
Honestly, like, just keep doing what you need to do, because, like, no, everyone's gonna tell you, how you should do something, what you should be doing, and where you should be going. But the only person that really knows where you're going and what you need to be doing is you, because the only person you honestly talk to every day or is with every single moment of your life is yourself. So just pay attention more on, like, what you feel like is best for you. That don't mean going to the world stepping on everyone,
right?
Because you think you just some giant. It's like
we're all human beings.
Yeah,
right?
you're in a big bubble of stuff, and like the reason why you're here is just to have fun, create, and hope you win along with everybody else you're trying to win with.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to replug any of your social media?
Yeah. Can I plug everybody's social media?
Yeah, bro. Go ahead. Yeah, that's fine.
Y'all can basically follow me on Instagram. It's LILK3V3100. That's a look Kev 100. My Linktree is in my Instagram bio. That just leads you to all of my stuff as far as music wise. Cal is also on there. Darius is also on there. But if you want to get plugged in with any of these guys, they can tell you themselves. Also, check out my man Don over here. I really appreciate you for being here today, bro. Seriously. You're amazing.
I'll have all their links in the description below if you guys want to check that out. And you guys want to give any final words before?
Hey, come talking to the mic, Nick.
Deuces, y'all. You already know. Stay lifted as always.
Come on, Dion, get your. Okay, hey, where's the Khalifa?
Look, we only show love out here. Only positive and good role models, you feel me?
Hell yeah, I like that.
Appreciate
hey, bro,
you.
Thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate the time.
Yeah, no problem, bro.
All right, thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to follow me on social media, it's just out at Reese's, kind of like the candy, on Instagram, Twitter, and I'm working on building a Facebook, so be ready for that. Hope you guys have a good one. Peace.
See you guys.